What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt. In this video, we're talking about how Canadians feel about their economic situation, about the country, and about our personal finances. So we're going to look into how different Canadians are feeling about the situation in the country. And we're also going to go into some mortgage renewal tips later on. So today I want to dive into something that's really hitting close to home for a lot of us. How we're feeling about the economy and our own financial situations. So recent poll by Research Coach shed some light on this topic. And honestly, the results are a bit concerning. So let's start with the big picture. How Canadians are viewing the national economy right now. The survey, which was conducted just last week, reveals that economic optimism is on a downward trend. Right now, only 32% of Canadians feel that the economy is in good or very good shape. This might not seem like a huge drop when you compare it to the 35% who felt the same way back in January. You start to see a pattern emerge. And meanwhile, 64% of people now think the economy is poor or very poor, which is an increase from 61% earlier this year. Now, the sentiment is pretty grim in Alberta, right? A whopping 79% of Albertans are dissatisfied with the economic situation there, okay? This is the highest level of dissatisfaction in the country. British Columbia isn't far behind either, with 66% of residents feeling pessimistic about the economy. These numbers really highlight the regional differences in how Canadians are experiencing the economic downturn right now. Now, let's, change pace a little bit and talk about personal finance. So for the first time since they started tracking this, in January 2022, more than half of Canadians describe their own financial situation as poor or very poor. That's a significant 9-point increase from earlier this year, just this year. What's even more telling is the percentage of people who feel positive about their finances has dropped to 46%. Now, there's obviously a lot of variation depending on where you live, right? So in Alberta, only 38% of people feel good about their finances right now. That's the lowest level of satisfaction in the country. On the other hand, places like British Columbia, Atlantic Canada report slightly higher positive perceptions at around 45%. Still, these numbers show the financial worries are widespread across the country, And the survey has also uncovered some other interesting disparities when it comes to how people are feeling and their confidence in the economy. Now, there's a noticeable generational divide, with Canadians aged 35 to 54 being the least optimistic about their finances, This age group is likely feeling the pressure from a mix of responsibilities such as mortgages, raising families, planning for retirement, all while dealing with the rising costs that we're experiencing. Now, it also is interesting that men and women are also experiencing this a bit differently. So men seem to be a bit more confident about the economy and their personal finances than women. This might be due to different economic roles or perceptions, but it's clear that financial stress is affecting everyone just in different degrees. Now let's address the elephant in the room, inflation. Now, concerns about rising costs are on the rise, It's something that many Canadians are worried about right now. People don't think that this is the end of inflation. A lot of people think it's going to come back stronger, especially for essentials like gasoline, groceries, real estate. To put it in numbers and to give you an idea, 77% of Canadians think gas prices will go up, 76% expect grocery prices to rise, and 65% are bracing for higher real estate costs, And it doesn't stop just there. Financial anxiety is creeping into how we view our investments and savings. So more than half of Canadians are worried about their investments. 52% to be exactly, and 51% are concerned about their savings. This kind of widespread concern suggests that many of us are feeling uncertain about our financial future. And that is something that's very likely affecting our day-to-day situations and decisions. Now, looking ahead, the outlook isn't particularly rosy right now. The survey shows that 34% of Canadians expect the national economy to decline even further from where we are right now. Meanwhile, 43% do not see any change on the horizon, and only 15% are optimistic about some sort of positive turnaround, And these numbers indicate a general sense of unease about where things are headed economically. When it comes to political trust, the numbers haven't shifted much, and they're worth mentioning. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's trust rating for handling the economy stands at 36%, which is a slight drop from earlier this year. Interestingly enough, the opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, holds marginally higher position at around 41% trust rating. Even though that doesn't seem to be giving Canadians much confidence, in British Columbia, for example, only 37% believe Poilievre can positively impact the economy, which is almost the same as Trudeau's 36%. And we have Mario Canseco, the president of Research Co., pointed something really interesting out. He said, we may be concerned, or we may be more concerned about money than we were in January, but the momentum for the Conservative leader on this particular file seems to have stalled. Okay, this quote really sums up the political landscape right now. So Canadians are concerned, but there's no clear sense that any particular leader has the answers we're looking for, which is really interesting. And I'll give you my thoughts on this. I personally believe that a lot of damage has been done in the past 8 years politically. And I do think, let's say the Conservative Party comes in and wins, will they have enough time to fix things in Canada in 4 years? It's going to be very, very difficult for them to do that. Maybe they'll fix a lot of things, and I hope they do. But if some other party comes in, are they going to be able to make those changes in 4 years? Right? It's going to be very difficult for the next few years politically for these leaders to change what's happened over the past 8 years. I just hope the next 4 to 5 years in Canada, we get some sort of improvement, because the way things are going right now, things need to change. They're not going well. In conclusion, what I think this poll really paints a picture of just growing unease among Canadians, right? Like whether it's concerns about the national economy, people's personal finances, or the impact of just rising costs, it's clear to many that we're all feeling the pressure, okay? And as policymakers work to address these challenges, it's important for us to stay informed and stay engaged in the conversation, right? And something else I'll kind of talk about too is mortgage renewal tips, right? So if you got a mortgage renewal coming up, you might be feeling a little bit stressed, right? There's been so many changes happening, especially with interest rates still quite high, even though they're dropping. Don't worry though, I got some practical tips and help you navigate this process a little bit more simply with less anxiety. Okay, so you definitely want to start planning early, right? You want to handle a higher mortgage payment by planning ahead. The earlier you start preparing, the more options you'll have. So one idea is to actually increase your payments a few months before your renewal, so you feel it before the new rate starts to kick in. Makes for a smoother transition to the new payment. What you also want to do is talk to your lender. So if you're worried about making those higher payments, don't wait till it's too late, right? Reach out to your lender, reach out to a mortgage broker. They're more likely to work with you if you're very proactive. And you might be able to negotiate a new payment plan, defer payments, explore other relief options. Definitely get help from a mortgage broker. I am one, so you can reach out to me personally. I'll help you shop around for the best mortgage deal. I know it can be overwhelming. I actually am able to offer 65 plus lenders in over 2,000 different mortgage products. With the vast range of products that I have, there for sure is something out there for you and your situation. And this is where a mortgage broker can really help, right? Is it better to go to a bank where they have 1 or 2 products, or to a broker where they have 2,000 different products? We can really help guide you through the process. Ask the right questions, find out the best rate for you, find out the best product, right? It's not always about the rate too. It's about the best product. It's about penalty payments, IRD payments, all these things that are in the fine print of mortgage products that not a lot of people are well aware of, that can bite them later down the road. And so, you really want to explore different mortgage relief options, right? So if you're really struggling, there's a few different relief options you might consider. So for instance, you could look into deferring payments, adjusting your budget, even tapping into home equity, right? All these different things you can do, and brokers can help you with this as well. And for a lot of people, I think now might be a time where a lot of people start downsizing or selling, because a lot of people are going to be stretched very thin right now, or already are. And it might be time to consider selling their home, downsizing, moving in something more affordable. I know it's a tough decision, but sometimes it's the best way forward out of a hard situation. And so dealing with a mortgage renewal during times of really high interest rates can definitely be stressful, right? As I made in videos before, we're expecting huge payment shock coming over the next 1.5 to 2 years. People are just not going to be ready for it, unfortunately. But if you can prepare yourself in a number of different ways, it'll make the transition to a new payment a lot easier. And so it's good to reach out to your mortgage broker. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll leave my stuff down below. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this video. If you did enjoy it, please like it. It really helps me push these videos to new audience who might really benefit from the information. And please subscribe for more. And until next time, guys, take care.